Hello. It is Thursday, March 18th, 2021, and this is Cycle 6, Chapter 3, Iteration 3 of the Yormish Workout, or Phase 3, or whatever. Anyway, today's a day early. It's usually the Monday, Wednesday, Friday on the Yormish Workout. And back to the protocols. Chapter 3 in the 4-chapter series is the Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, Monday is an upper body. Yeah, upper body. Monday, upper body. And then Wednesday, we did that a day early. That was lower body. And then Friday, we're doing that a day early. That is upper body part 2, which includes... There we go. Incline press. Well, let's get that a little smaller. There we go. Incline press, then chest machine, then lat pull down, and then hammer curls and bent over flies. And then the bonus, I'll probably do another random amount of screw stomach twists. The way this workout boils down to is 3 sets of the first exercise, 2 sets of the second, third, and fourth exercise, and 5 sets of the fifth exercise. So anyway, those are all the numbers set down for me to look at and peruse. And I've already wrote down my goals. Hopefully I will achieve them. And most importantly, the public service announcement. So this is for anybody out there watching this video. Please do not watch or do not waste your time watching this video unless you have a very specific reason to watch this video. So I would hate for you to waste your time watching this. For most people out there, would be a waste of time. I can't imagine real reasons to watch this other than maybe the sound of my voice helps motivate you and do something good for you in one way or another, or one can wish. I don't know. I'm not even going to try to clamber for excuses or justifications or reasons. I'm not going to try to convince you at all. There are better things for you to be doing right now. So please do those better things, unless this is part of that better pattern. Okay, now that's all been said, I guess I will do some sort of quick stretch out type routine, warm up type routine. What I call my dad's 7 favorite exercises. We'll go ahead and do those. I got some stuff that I kind of deposited on the ground right here for me to clean up later. But working out's more important first, so we'll do that first. All right. And part of me is thinking maybe I should just shut up at this point. Or, as I call it, the gentle art of becoming quiet. Waiting for that pop. When my arm is up like this, I'm feeling some interesting tension right on my neck right here. That's interesting. Just me noting to myself. Guess what I should do is put this in frame. So that would be a good idea. Not just get right to it. And that warm up, that just feels right. That feels like a correct version of a warm up. There we go. There's a quality frame job right there. Like frame in picture. Not quite, picture in frame job, but actually framing the video. All right. This is I don't know when the last time I did this amount of weight was on this. It's been a little bit. So I'm going to attempt for 6. Hey, I'm just happy with the attempt. I'm very thankful to my body. You're willing to put in the work to get this done. So thank you. Thank you, weights. Thank you, super cheap chair. $30, Elite Fitness. You don't think you would get Elite Fitness for $30, but you do. These things were too expensive, but this, you know what makes me happy? These dumbbells are like Bowflex brand, and in my opinion, they're overpriced, but it was a graduation present to myself. But now there's a friend of mine showed me a Bowflex video online that was free to watch, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And it actually was a good workout, so that was kind of fun to mess around with. The Bowflex 8-minute abs was kind of fun. I don't do it every day. Matter of fact, I've only done it once. But it's nice to know it exists. And yeah, I do have a few other plans for abs and getting rid of the gut, which is after this workout, the 22-day series. I've decided to pull the trigger on it, and I'm going to do that. And then after that, it'll be cycle 7. And cycle 7, I might be doing something which I think somebody called the hard 75. So cycle 7 will be absorbed into that hard 75 if I can write down the details and see if there's any conflicts. But I don't think there will be. I think I'll be able to make both things work, and there'll be almost a Venn diagram of things that check both those boxes, both for cycle 7 and for the hard 75. All right. Oh, wow. Don't want to lift the whole thing. That's another thing about these. You got to make sure you got it dialed in where it clicks. Otherwise, you're lifting all the weight, and you're trying to lift the stand, too. And since the thing is tied to the stand, you're trying to lift both stands. All right. Okay. Please don't be grunting. Body, I think you're great, but I don't think you should grunt through this thing. I'm not a big fan of the grunting. Not even slightly a fan of it. I think I'm a silly guy, but at least I don't grunt. Ugh. Nothing wrong with people who do grunt. It's just not part of my character. Maybe one of these days I'll try grunting. I hope today is not the day. All right, set of 6. You can get through set of 6 on this, right? Yeah, of course you can. Oh, wow. That'll line your spine. 1. Part of me was thinking maybe I should have done more of a warm-up before that, but hey, I got through it. So, also, there's a decent amount of strength on my left side. So, when I went hard Monday onto the left side, was feeling a bit weird on the military press or shoulder press. So, yeah, a little bit tighter there. That seems to be still kind of the weakest point right there. So. before I lower, well, I want to lower the weight, but before I do that set with lowered weights, I'm just going to grab some lighter weight and just do a set to smooth things out. Oh, man. Could have gone worse. Could have gone better. Glad I got through it. Hopefully eventually I will be stronger as a result of that. Whew. Good news is get to lighten it up for the next set, which will be a set of 8. And before that, I'm gonna grab some nice light weights, go through just a quick set, get some smoothness back in there. A little bit of breathing. Sometimes this is almost like a meditation. Yeah, you can get lost in that, especially with nice light weights. When the weights are heavier, you don't get quite as lost, but it's nice to get lost in there. Feel like the mind-body connection is strengthening, the lines of communication are being led to being open. So that felt good there. Like I said, I probably should have done that before doing the bit, but hey, either way I'm okay. Gonna be trying to drink more water. This is 32 ounces. I want to drink 4 of these per day. I want to actually get myself up to a gallon a day. I don't think I'm there. I don't think I've been there for a long time. So I've heard good things about drinking a gallon of water a day. And it'll make me enjoy trying to cut porcelain a little bit more. See if we can really just cut that porcelain. Carve my name into things, you know. One of the funnest things ever was, you ever write your name in the snow? You know, that's just kind of fun. The difficulty level is substantially easier if you're a man. Women have to write their names in the snow on hard mode. It's doable though. So if you ever meet a woman who could write her name in the snow because she drank a gallon of water, that's a keeper right there. That is somebody, you know, that has a level of just, I don't even know what the quality is, but it's good. A quality sense of humor and the forthrightness to actually put it to the test. Speaking about putting things to the test, oh yes. Just getting a little bit of blood flow to that area that was a little bit iffy. Gonna balance the equation with the other side. This is probably a dumb thing to do, but I like to do it nonetheless. It's nice to get those sparklies on there. I don't know if you've ever been slapped in the face. And I wasn't always, I was a silly person. I would sometimes indulge in saying, you know, hey, what is something weird I can say to somebody? And not just getting slapped in the face by women, but you know, sometimes punched in the face by dudes, and that's not fun, and that's not the human being I am. It's not the human being I've been for decades. But when I was a little kid, I was a snot. I was a brat, and having that, and then like feeling the sparklies, or if you've ever seen a TV that has the black and white image, and it's all static. Feeling that static inside your system is an interesting thing. So I get a little bit of piece of that. from just doing that. A little piece of it, not much. And you kind of have to dial into that feeling, magnify that feeling a little bit. But I think it's good for this. And it's a different type of tingle. There's different types of tingles in the body. And if I have anything with beta-alanine in it, oh yeah, those tingles are different for me. I am susceptible to beta-alanine tingles, which I've tried before when I tried a pre-workout drink that I haven't tried much of in my life, to be honest with you. I don't know if I want to make it part of my routine. And I like it as part of my toolbox. Better to have and not need than need and not have, and hopefully I will never ever need it. This is a slow journey. The numbers don't really matter so much as the consistency. If I quit right now, I still feel like I've done a good job. If I get all the way through it, I feel like I did a better job. And getting through this moment now, that's part of the wonderful moment situation thing. Check my numbers. All right, I dialed everything in right. Literally dialing your weights in. Set of 8. Body, are you ready? Yeah. Mind, are you ready? Hey, what do I have to do with this? Soul, are you ready? Yeah, well, I'll feel better when you get to the other side. Okay, so that's me fragmenting my mind, body, and soul. Let's put it all together. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What a good job you did. Thank you to all parties involved, including the bench. You're holding up quite well. Thank you for the tiny set, the tiny weights. You guys you're tiny but important. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right, so feeling good. One of these days I'll actually get rid of some of this. Might be looking a bit better. I look at this and I just see all the workouts I didn't do and all the food I shouldn't have eaten. It's a reflection, and it's an honest reflection. You can live in subjective reality on some things, but there's an objective reality too. All right. But I'm doing the work. It's not going to happen overnight. Who knows? Maybe 24 days from now, it'll be distinctly different. And even if it's not gone away, I'm happy with the long progression. I'm happy with the long life. I'm happy with trying to maximize this thing without going into over-optimization. And I'm also happy figuring out ways to enjoy the process. Me using these words, talking to you, whoever you are, maybe you as future me. Yeah, let's do this. Enough talking. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That was suspiciously close to a grunt. I'm going to exercise subjective reality and say that was a groan and not a grunt. Hey, Mom, Dad, I watched this guy doing these workout videos. And the most important thing in the workout video is he tries not to grunt, but sometimes he groans. Next, he's going to do a podcast on what's the difference between grunts and groans. Oh, God, that sounds like a joke. I'll make up a joke right now about it. What's the difference between grunts and groans? how many zeros are, oh God. What's the difference between grunts and groans? How much you pay the escort? I don't know. God, that's awful. That is just bad. I feel bad for saying that joke. I feel bad for being able to think of something so gross so quick. There's part of me that's like glad I can think of a joke. There's also something about me that's like, you should be concerned about this. How fast you can think of gross jokes. Why can't you think of clean, accessible to everybody jokes? Come on. Those are so difficult. Oh man. Now I watch comedy, I try to get my own interpretation on everything comedic. And even if it's mildly funny, I'll hear a different joke from what the person's saying in my head, and I'll just make it funnier. I'll just capitalize on how much I can laugh in this life. Because, all right, here's two ideas, two notions, two hypotheses. I'm going to go through these real quick. Hypothesis number one, life becomes more valuable the more you laugh. That's subjective reality 101. Number two, small victories. The number of small, joyful moments makes your life better. I got a feeling I'm not going to have too many huge, joyful moments. I don't ever see myself having a child. So that big moment, gone. Marriage, nope, not going to happen. So like those moments are already gone. I have a couple big moments eventually coming up that are bad moments, you know. Those are definitely, that's just symptomatic of life. That's symptomatic of caring and being a human being. But not too many big moments coming up. So going to stack up and really, really value as much as I can. Well, not as much as I can. To a certain extent, really going to up the value on these small moments. And within the realm of subjective reality, when somebody asks me, how you feeling? I'm feeling sometimes just legitimately great. Sometimes it's just too much fun. And sometimes it's the fact that I can become disturbingly amused by some of the smallest things. Like this fly right in front of me. Is that a moth or what is that thing? Oh man. I feel sad. There's part of me that's like, I hope you're near the door, but it's not even going near the door. So if it was going near the door, give that little moth or a fly an adventure. Really suck up enough wind and, you know, just see if I can blow it out the door. And it's just like, man, I went to this weird place. There's no food, but it was bright and bright. But the flame didn't burn me. Hey, moth. Or whatever you are. You're landing on my clothing. That clothing probably needed air conditioning anyway. Oh. Wow. Legs are feeling interesting after this past week. All right, so next couple things. Gonna do chest machine, gonna do lat pull downs, gonna come back here and do a hammer curl. 2 sets of each, set of 8, set of 10. Let's get it done. Let's feel good about this. And 2 numbers for me to remember are 11 and 13, which is happy because I do like the prime numbers. I do like the idea of prime. A thing that is only divisible by 1 in itself. I keep on thinking there's probably a philosophy associated with that. I'm only divisible by 1 in myself. My battalion is only divisible by 1 in itself. You know, it's almost like a loyalty and motivation and all that kind of fun stuff. And let's become prime, a thing that's only divisible by 1 in itself. All right, so just, yeah, it's all, I'm going to center on that. There we go. Let's get it nice and high there. Sometimes I'm scared to like try a muscle up on like this part because I got this right here. I can see my back just totally racking into that. And muscle ups are hard. Maybe it's just an excuse for me not to try to do muscle ups. This is not part of the workout here, but here is me going up with a leap, and there's no chance for me to do a muscle up from there. Maybe if my hands were closer, or I had some sort of swinging action, or I had some sort of momentum. But yeah, not anytime soon. I think it's probably off to the monkey bars. and try muscle ups on monkey bars. But then again, anytime I go to like a park, there's like kids around and all that kind of stuff. And I don't want to be like the adult that's like, you know, without a child that's over at, you know, some place where there's a whole bunch of kids around, and then me go to the monkey bars and do some sort of muscle ups or chin ups or whatever it is. I should probably find more babysitting gigs. If I find babysitting gigs, take them to the park, and then, hey, we could have like, you know, chin up challenges and pull up challenges and muscle up challenges. And dude, getting kids tired out is awesome. You know, like, hey, that point right there and that tree right over there, I'm gonna give you 3 minutes and we're gonna see how many times you can run back and forth. And then you race them after that. And as long as you get that 10-second window when they're tired out, you can beat them in a little foot race. I'm horrible. I remember doing that to my cousin's kid. Hey, go back and forth. And he's like, you do realize my son has a heart condition, right? No. If I realized that at all, I wouldn't have been doing that game. But that was an elegant way of him telling me, especially after the fact. Well, I should give my cousin a call. I should give several of my cousins a call. Hope things are going well with all of them and all their families. I'm gonna wish goodwill on many good folks out there, and many folks that maybe are not so good, but are hesitant on the pathway towards better things. Cross my fingers, maybe they'll get on that pathway. But who am I to judge what is a better thing? I'm a human being. All right, set of 8. Oh, wow, that's the kind of set of 8 that adjusts your spine. All right, one more go on this. 2, 3. Thank goodness it was 8. When I got to 6, I'm like, I can't do 4 more of these. And I was like, it's only 2 more, man. It's only 2 more. 2. All that creaking. I think that was sympathetic creaking from the machine to my body. It was like, there's something special about heavier weight. And here's where I'll test this hypothesis. I'm going to lower this thing by not very much. But it's like when you're near your limits, dude, it's so difficult. But you lower it down by just a few percentage points, and it's like, wow, it's so much easier. That's at least how my body works. Those edges are defined interestingly, and it's like what happened in there with the 3 sets. That second set of actual lifting on real weight, that was not much different than the first set. I could have lowered it by, between 5 and 10 pounds. I lowered it by 10 pounds. But, that was, it's more than 10% difference. Okay, so you got me there. So I guess it is a somewhat substantial difference, but the feeling was totally different. Knocking out that second set versus that first set, they felt like worlds apart in effort and all that kind of stuff. All right, so talking's fun. Working out's gonna be more fun, especially when I get to the end of this thing. So, not gonna increase it. I'm gonna increase that by the barest amount, which has been written down, and that 10-pound difference before was written down. So I'm sticking to the script. Let's see what this feels like. until the end. The end felt, definitely felt it. I mean, I felt it throughout the whole thing, but the end was, whew, the end was a lot closer to that first set. And it was only the difference of one plate. So, and the difference on one plate on this machine is, I'm reasonably sure, less than 10%, just by the way the machine's broken down. It's weird, because like, the weight for this is different than the weight for this, I think, based upon the pulley system. So that's kind of interesting. The manual's laying around somewhere in here, and you look up the exercise and which plate it's on, and it'll tell you the pounds. So you'll see like, hey, plate 3 on this thing is pretty close to plate 6 on this, different exercise. It's weird, but pulley systems, wonderful, magic, amazing. Very thankful to you. You're doing good work. You've been doing good work for years. I should pay more attention to you. I should be doing more good work myself. So that's done. I'm gonna turn around. I don't even need to turn around. I just need to up the weight. But I'm gonna up the weight and turn around and get my back involved in this party. So far, my back hasn't been invited to this gig. We're gonna make it happen. All right. Let's do this thing. Oh, my goodness. Woe is me and me is woe. Oh. Am I where I should be? All right, I know I can do this for 8. You've done this kind of stuff before. Recently, you even pulled out a 7 on this. Can you pull out an 8? Oh, different exercise, because I did this on the, yeah, this is lat push downs, not lat pull downs. Oh, different exercise. Huh. I almost want to do this exercise instead. The wind agrees with me. I'm just going to do both. I'm going to do one set of this, see if I can get to 8, because it feels very familiar from Monday. And then I'm going to do the lat push downs, which is standing, straight arm, just pushing it down. I'm going to go ahead and hit that after this. Thank you. Inspiration. A little bit of bonus work on this. Alright, I had a feeling that my body kind of wanted a little bit of that. And I'm not going to transition the weight. I'm going to see if it's possible for me to do that on the lat push downs. I don't think it is. And the funny thing, there was less creaking in the machine than there was with the chest exercise. But this actually had a little bit more weight on it. So go figure. Put the hands in the center or close to it. And here we go. Oh. One more try. One more attempt. I'm going to put a little momentum in this too. Yeah, that's not happening. Gonna lighten and loosen that load. We're gonna see what that feels like for a set of 8. Alright, gonna lower that significantly, see if I can keep my arms straight. I had to bend them. Definitely felt it. Definitely some good stuff going on there. All right. Lat push downs. Take 2. Set of 10 instead of set of 8. All right, here we go. Good form, good form. Had to make up for at least one that did a bad form. Goodness gracious. Aloysius. Feeling it. I don't think we need anything more in here. Thank you for all your good work. It's good to see you, good to visit with you today. Now it's time to finish up. Well, actually, you know what? I'm gonna come back in here for the bonus. A little bit of bonus. We only need 1 light for that. All right. So this is hammer curls, which can be done standing. So I'll try from right there. I am gonna make some notes on this. The lat push down. See, I was right. Push downs, not pull downs. So I'm gonna draw an X through that. And okay. Hammer curls. Oh my goodness. I drew a number here that is gonna be maybe a little bit more than difficult. I think doable though. I certainly think doable. I thought doable at the time. The way I'm feeling right now, it might be less doable, but that's okay. It's kind of nice to write things down when you're optimistic and then get a dose of humble pie from Care of Reality 101. So that's okay. We can do this. This is totally doable. All right. May light and wind be underneath my wings upon this one. And as a friend says to mine, as a friend says to me and mine, do not fly too close to the sun. I guess a whole like Icarus type thing. Oh, man. Yeah, doable. Totally doable. Set of 8 with this weight. There'll be a set of 10 when I do it again. Yeah, this is easier than I thought. That's not a grunt, it's a groan. That's a blow. I'm gonna blow hard on this one. Yeah. Okay. That was less humbling than I thought it would have been. It's nice to surprise yourself. Barely able to put it back in the holster, but hey, that's the way of that goes. This will be easier. This will be a set of 10, dialing down that weight. I kind of like these reverse pyramid things. It's a different psychology to it. It might be, I don't know if it's better for you physiologically. I think it's better for you psychologically. And maybe that in turn reinforces the physiology of it. Mind and body. set of 10. Come on, we can do this. You know, we can do this together. My mind's gonna try to help you any way it can. The body says thank you. Thank you, body, thank you, mind. Thank both of you. I'm here with you guys. 1, not going insane. 2, 3, let's make this smooth. 5, not too much swaying. 6, bend the knees a little bit. Screw it, straighten the knees. 7, 8, 9. One more of these and we're good. Here we go. 10. Cool. So form was not perfect on that. A little bit of swaying, a little bit of moving the elbows, but definitely feeling it in my biceps. And that's the way I need to feel the hammer curls in my biceps. The special things about hammer curls is you don't get your wrists too involved. Try to get my wrist actually backwards on the, unless I'm trying to do something with my wrists. Bent over flies. Let's have some fun. I didn't put too crazy of a weight on this. I felt like I'd be feeling like I'm feeling right now. And I was kind of right. So we're gonna get a good shot, get a good camera angle. I think that's a proper one right there. Thank you. Doing a little long on this workout. Part of it is probably because I'm talking too much. That's okay. We can get this going. Get to feeling great. Really dial it in. Feel magical. All sorts of good things going on here. First set is 15. The 4 other sets after that are just 5 apiece. Not too bad. It almost like those numbers play a little game with my brain. So that's a fun thing. I'm gonna put my feet and my knees kind of tight together. Really get some good clearance on both sides. Get down in that position. I am happy for this. This is fun. This is good. I'm actually kind of believing that, especially right now, near the end. It's awesome. So yes, this is good. This is fine. I think it's funny when you watch somebody on TV talking like a spokesperson for something. It's like, this is a great deal. You should definitely come down here and buy this whatever I'm selling. It's awesome. That is a great person. I love this person, you know. And it's subtle. And some actors can't seem to pull that off. It's usually in commercials. And the slight like nodding of that, or you know, the man. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know if that means they're lying or not, tell you the truth, but I do notice that lack of congruence. And I think it's how funny I noticed that in commercials. Super happy spokesperson, like, this is great, this is awesome, check this out, this is wonderful. It changed my life for the better. Well, this is great, this is awesome, and this does change my life for the better. Boom. Not a spokesperson. 3, 4. Oh, just pulled out a beard hair on that one. That's all right. Got 1 or 2 more. Wow. And in honor of Winks, 2 years ago, she did die. A little over than 2 years ago, and I'm guessing 4 days. It's the 18th now, so yeah. That little girl, and her name was Winks because she did wink. And I think the last time I actually really winked, I did just make that noise, but I didn't actually fully wink, was with her. So maybe it's time to wink again. So, and make the cool noise that I used to make with her so she could see it and hear it. And eventually I would reward her for winking back at me. And she liked her normal dry food. She didn't really like the treats all that much. The treats were not a motivator, but she still winked anyway, so bless her little soul. She was amazing, and I was so glad that she was part of my life. Wow, that was sappy. But absolutely true. One, two. These next two sets, I'm going to go a little heavier. Well, I'm going to do one more set. Then I'm going to go heavy on the last two. Yeah, I can do a little bit more than this. I'd be doing myself a disservice if I didn't push myself a little bit. Although a lot of these exercises have pushed me a good bit. Let's just go ahead and try it with a little bit more weight. Two more sets of 5. Are you ready? Not quite yet. Let's do a little bit of breathing first. Felt that a little bit more. A little bit bulky to do that, but I'll figure it out. Scoot myself forward a tad bit, widen my legs, and it should be able to go through without too much of a problem. And a little bit of bumping and scraping. It's okay for you, it's okay for you, it's okay for you, it's okay for me. Last set, try to make these a little closer to the better in form. Not a grunt. That was a groan. Maybe it was a clearing of the throat. All right, thank you for being there for me. You help in so many ways. Biceps, triceps, chest, and hamstrings, just to name a few that you've been helping me. All right. Not a groan. I should trademark that. Not a groan. That was a clearing of the throat. You know, that kind of thing. Rodriguez. Lord. I can't do it again. All right. So the two words I want to be able to roll my R's are Rodriguez and Ortiz or Ortega. We'll go Ortega. Ortega. Rodriguez. Almost there. Not a real roll. Kind of pseudo rolls on the R's. Still have some learning to do on that. But I can think back to Wim Hof and how he says breath hold. Breath hold. Oh, that's such a beautiful way of expressing those words. We're done. Well, no, bonus time. But there's more. This one's kind of fun anyway, so. I mean, under the right subjective reality, all this stuff is fun. All right, so let's do that. Let's just a few, handful, no big deal. Get right up in position and do it. Get it through. Get it done. We can do this. We will do this. It will be done. All right, there it is. And I'm going to try to bend my knees slightly on this. I might straighten them at the bottom, so that's kind of what I'm doing here. And just the twist and focusing on my stomach and making things happen on the sides of my stomach. Started feeling that. Wrists were feeling strong though. Stomach was giving an interesting feeling. Thank goodness. Whew. All right. Right. This is the point where I could talk about stuff, but I have a feeling I've done enough talking. Done enough practicing my verbal expression. Maybe I'll get better and really be able to think while talking to others. Yesterday, I was talking to this one girl who had some fox ears on, a fox tail, and thank goodness, she laughed in a good way. And I can't resist saying jokes that come up in my head. I mean, I do resist every now and then. This was one of the ones I couldn't resist. Said something to her like, wow, most people tell me I totally miss the fact when women go out of their way to dress up foxy. But you, I've totally noticed. Now, in all fairness, before I said that to her, I did establish the fact that I wasn't just guessing. I asked her, are those fox ears? Is that a fox tail? And then I went in with that bit. I mean, it's a single-use joke and a one-of-a-kind connotation, so I didn't make up anything new on the joke front, but it was clean, and she did put work into that, so it was complimenting her on her work, and I believe I don't know her that well, she could be a terrible person, but I hope she's a good person, and I hope that made that good person feel good and acknowledge that what she put work into, was noticeable and noticed and appreciated. And that made me feel good as a human being. But afterwards, like that interaction went so well. I'm used to interactions not going necessarily well, picking up on some possible nonverbal cues and just kind of pulling myself out of the situation. And I just got a lot of openness from her. And I couldn't tell if I was misreading. I couldn't read her. I tried a good bit of like the L2 idea and the micro expressions within the L2 phasing. I got deep into the L2, and if you go into that L2 phase, which means you're really concentrating from like anywhere from like 5 to 15 seconds, I know I feel sluggish mentally afterwards. So it seemed like I was just punch drunk, and she was probably thinking, what is wrong with this guy mentally? But what happened is everything went so well, that she, I'm trying to think of it now, I'm visualizing, I'm seeing it. Everything went so well with that joke and all that kind of stuff that I was expecting a little bit of some sort of distance to be developed or something like that. And I was like, is this real? Am I dreaming? Do I get along this well with people? That's someone that's not myself. And it went so swimmingly that, and it's just a microcosm of a small transaction of words. But wow. So I went into that L2 phase, and I couldn't pick up on anything distasteful, deceitful, all that kind of stuff, distressing. And I was kind of at a loss. I was like, wow. So, note to self, I should probably try to talk to her a bit more. And a couple of her friends seem like good people too. And it seems like her buddy Onyx is a gentle soul as well. And I'm trying to get to know at least those two people. They probably have wonderful stories to tell. And back to my hypothesis of why I want to get so good with this interaction stuff is because I am almost certain almost every single person in the world above the age of 17 has at least one story or one perspective or a joke or a notion or an ideation or whatever that if I ask the right question, if I communicate in the right way, they'll reflect that information upon me and it'll blow my mind. And I suspect her and her buddy, within that group of people, specifically those two within that group of people, and I should never be naming names on videos, but I think those two people definitely have some notions that would, really, and I love the idea of seeing interesting situations and complexities that I wouldn't have dreamt of from someone else's perspective. So, and yeah, here's the weird thing. Talking to somebody, like, I know my deficiencies. Talking to somebody with a mental disability, like a physical disability, I can get myself, kind of in that human being's mind a little bit. A mental disability, I haven't gotten a clue. Specifically, like schizophrenia, the closest thing I can attribute trying to see see things from a perspective of someone who's schizophrenic is I imagine that I'm trying to their life. I'm in their life, and with the various things I know about their factors in their lives, which are almost always terrible assumptions. So I don't go too hard on the assumptions. Matter of fact, I mostly try to stay away from assumptions, but I go towards, basically pleasure, pain, and, value systems from things I've noticed upon that person. Without going too deep in that, I try to get myself into that role. But then with the schizophrenic, I also try to think of a radio with just random stuff going on turned up to a high volume in that person's head, and they're trying to think, not in pictures, but they're trying to think auditorially, and that radio is just pushing over all of their thoughts. So, and let's say I have a hard enough time thinking visually without thinking auditorily. So I guess in the case of the schizophrenic, okay, you're not a mosquito. Oh, you might be the same thing I saw earlier. Wow, I've left my door open too long earlier today, I guess. They're within that, to really get maybe a better version of that schizophrenic, I haven't done this yet, but try to talk with that person and visualize what they're saying while a TV is just blaring images, random images, disconnected with all sorts of noises coming out of the TV. And really seeing if I can think cogently through that whole process. That would be an interesting way of trying to put myself into their shoes, go to that perspective. Believe it or not, that feels good on my neck. That feels good on my shoulders. That feels good on my legs and back. Oh, that was good. I don't know if that's a real stretch, but it certainly feels like one to me. I wonder if I can lean into this and just lift everything up and just have... there we go. There we go. Not for long, but that was nice, but didn't feel like stretching too hard while only my hands were touching the ground. Thank you, ground. You've been doing good. Thank you, tile. You've been doing good. A lot of appreciation flowing around. Time for me to appreciate getting a good meal and some more water in me. 4 32-ounce bottles. That's the goal. 1 gallon every 24-hour period. Yep. Things are flowing nicely. I'm on the path. Later it shall be.